Onward to another adventure. Let's see if I can get everyone in the... Oh, that's going to be in a museum. I like interrupting this guy here so that the tank can take a little bit more. See how he didn't have to dismount there? He's a little hesitant on things. These are our priority guys because they do choking binds. That, but you can blink out of it. And in our group today we have an augment and a fire mage. So we had a little bit of a handicap today. I got the green goo on me. Healer wasn't too concerned with that. Just trying to throw out as many stuns and interrupts as I humanly can. Alright, let's get Witherbark. Our first boss is Witherbark, and he is traditionally tanked over in this general direction in the corner. And he's going to put a yellow little arrow over your head, and that's unchecked growth. And the objective is to form a barrier around him. So he's going to send out this vine, it's going to hit you, and it's going to stay there. And then the next one be like right here, and you're slowly forming this moat around him because there's globules, they're like little water balls, will come and hit those things that you put on the ground and turn into ads, and then you kill the ads. He will go into a brittle bark phase where he's takes vulnerability damage, so that is the time where you'd want to use all your cooldowns on him and burn him. On higher end keys you'll see this phase twice, but usually from like 10 to 15, he'll only encounter it once. Well, he's traditionally tanked over there. Everyone wants him to go over there, but he doesn't have to go over there. Now I've got it on me, so I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to put it over here. Oh. This is a good reason why I make these videos. The group isn't putting these where they belong. Other mechanics such as incorporeals and things like that are just being neglected as well. But you don't know what you don't know. I don't normally pull things for the tank, but whenever I've got a few very powerful buffs up, I will. I'm gonna watch these berserkers because they're gonna jump to the ranged people. I think this tank might be a little bit newer too. Having some difficulties with pulls and stuff like that. It's time to start doing a little bit more of a defensive posture. It's never a comforting feeling when you get the priest's guardian wings. Well, the tank's dead, so time to start doing some real posturing here. I likely have aggro on these guys behind me, and I do. So we're going to use it or lose it here. I have ice block as well, so I'm not too terribly concerned. And I also have invisibility, which I might use now. I just don't want to give it to the healer. So we're just going to see how this kind of pans out. The tank is back. I use that word very loosely. And we're just trying to control a little bit of the chaos here. This Mender, with his name being very Healy-esque, should be the one dying first. Good mages never die. And now we're on to the council fight. Our second boss fight is the Ancient Protectors. And there's a few things going on, so we're going to take it piece by piece. Telu over here does a Toxic Bloom. And that must be interrupted or you'll stun people. Over here is Gola, and they will do a Revitalize, and that also must be interrupted. So there's a lot of interrupts going on here. If by chance Gola does get the Revitalize off, spell steal it, because it is an incredibly powerful heal. And then finally, you have this handsome fella here, and he's going to do Noxious Charge at the tank. And when he does it at the tank, everyone is going to get a green swirling underneath them. So your cue that this is coming is whenever he Noxious charges the tank, he starts casting that, start finding a spot to drop it. Like drop your Icky, and then come on over here. So, in summation, from left to right, interrupt Revitalize, move from green stuff, interrupt Toxic Bloom. And that's all this fight is. I often see this fight overcomplicated. This is one of the easiest fights in this season. We're going to focus her down first. There's a Toxic Bloom. It got interrupted. Now I'm watching over here to make sure Revitalize doesn't go off. And if it does, I have to spell steal it. And there was the goop. Now, I don't have toxic or an interrupt for that Toxic Bloom, so someone else has to participate. Still just keep an eye over here for that Revitalize. Oops. And there's the Revitalize that I interrupted. And this should be the one that we kind of focus down. Because the Noxious Charge right there, as soon as it goes off, boom. That's not a big deal. The Torrential Fury is a continuous AoE that is continuously stressing the healer. That is what needs to die. There's the charge. And there comes the charge again, so I'm going to put mine over here. And on this next stretch, you're going to see the mechanics that the boss uses. I believe he's going to go do a boss that doesn't exist, but until he gets done with that, we'll look over here. I think the fire mage is attempting to be the off tank. See how those are closing in there? That's what Archmage Soul is going to do. This Arcanomancer, that's a spatial disruption, and the freezy things. Again, we're seeing more mechanics we're going to encounter on the boss. Our third boss is Archmage Soul, and if you've ever played Dance Dance Revolution, you're probably going to do pretty well on this boss. She has 3 major mechanics, 2 of which are very easy, and the third one seems to trip people up. The first one is she'll just throw fire everywhere, and you just gotta move from the fire. The second one is she'll create this almost ice net around you, and you have to run in between it as it closes in, or you'll be stunned. Now the third one is spatial compression, which usually trips people up. And she'll shoot out this purple orb, and it'll land on the ground, and it acts like a magnet. So if there's fire, like here, and the spatial compression's over here, it will suck you in, and you'll hit that fire. So think of it like a big black hole, like this gravitational well, where it will suck you in that direction. So make sure that you're compensating your distances so that you either avoid the fire or frost, or just don't interact with it at all, and you're so far away you don't even get hit by it.
The vine! They control us all! Fire! Fire will burn away the contagion!
I'm just moving from fire. Giving myself a little arena free of fire because I know the cold's coming. Here's the cold, so I'm in the middle of it, so I want to get out of there. There's the compression, so it's right here. So if I go over here, I'm going to get shot closer. You see that? So I just outranged the mechanic. And then she just kind of resets and does her thing.
My body. It's the only way to stop them.
Hopefully I can keep this battery or artillery for the boss. That'd be nice. And here we have the hindquarters of our last boss in Everbloom. And he has a few things we should worry about. One is Colossal Blow, where it's an AoE damage. And that's just where we're going to throw our mass barrier up. He also does an eruption that puts a bunch of little flowers on the ground that you gotta go run over and kill. And he'll also spawn an ad that is your priority kill. So let's see how some of this plays out. So there's the Colossal Blow. And he should be springing his ads. That's his ad. And we want to kill that.
It's reviving the little ones.
And now he's shot out his lashers and started casting Genesis. So if we don't squish all of these lashers, they'll turn into attackable ads. Just like that. And the rest of the fight is rinse and repeat. And we're going to lust off Rip.
We've got its attention.
There's Colossal Blow, so we'll give everyone a shield. Okay, there's the ad.
That doesn't look good.
And here comes Genesis, so we have to walk over our little lashers here. And we can use our icy flows and do all of our skills. And that's it. We were on an adventure together. Let's grab our loot. Let's give a portal to the mage that may not even know he has them. Good job, fellas.